Today I'm going to show you the most effective way to learn how to tandem like quick, fast. So all you need is a comfortable car pack, yourself, and no one else. So I'm going to put in the description 2 videos on how to download a software called Virtual Steward. That'll solidify your ghost so you don't like just ghost into them. You could like actually bump doors and learn how to tandem and have consequences if you miss a transition or whatever. So after watching those videos, set up your lead line and then watch this video. So right now I'm waiting for my ghost to come around, and I'll show you my thought process as I'm driving, as I'm tandeming. So I do have smoke on. You can turn smoke off, which is probably recommended. So I'm gonna keep my distance. I'm gonna see how he takes the course. Also, another tip, find a car pack that you're very comfortable with and find a track that's local that you could practice on in Assetto to improve in real life. So he takes the outside line right there. He goes all the way to the edge, and okay, he takes the outside edge on the sweeper. Does he dive in deep? Does he clip off? No. All right, now that I've watched the ghost driver, I could dive straight into it. So I'm just drifting like I normally would, a little bit more handbrake to stay behind the car. And don't worry about getting close at the beginning. Like, take your time, stay a little bit behind. Like, you don't have to time anything perfectly. Just as soon as he transitions, transition, and I'm assuming you already know how to drift. So that's the reset point. And as you can see in the bottom left, I'm handbraking a bunch just to like pull myself backward. Handbrake, handbrake. So if you watch the in-car footage of like James Dean or Connor Shanahan while they're practicing at like their local Irish tracks, they use the handbrake a bunch because over there in Ireland and in the UK, they have a lot of sketchy conditions that are sometimes patchy and like kind of unpredictable. So once you get comfortable with like a car's length, dive a little bit deeper, and it's okay to make mistakes. So I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna dive in, I hit him, and nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't phase through him, which is good because it teaches me how close I could get without hitting him or with hitting him. I'm gonna try to catch up again, and with this software, there's a way you could reset, start, and pause the replay. So I have it set to this button right here, and on the left you could see what number on the keyboard I have to press to like reset it, start it, and pause it. So that's very helpful too. So learning how to tandem essentially all boils down to how much seat time you have in real life on the sim. So get this software, start running laps, and don't stop. Like, especially with a continuous layout like this, which I recommend, you could do lap upon lap upon lap upon lap and basically never stop. So you could like put down 15 minutes a day, and that's plenty, you know? I'll also link a video where you could get the 3D radar that I have on the right hand of the screen, which also helps to see how close I am to the lead driver and my proximity to him. So right now I'm keeping like half a car length, and you want to transition slightly before they do. So I'm gonna let off, give him some space so he could transition. I'm gonna stay close. You can see on the radar, flick in, second gear, handbrake, slow down. I'm gonna dive in on the door, and he's gonna have a weird transition here. So I'm gonna let off a little bit, flick in again, dive in on the foot brake and the normal brake, bumped him again, and then I'm gonna give him some space so he could transition. Like, mid-pawn's a very tricky course, especially if you're a beginner, but right here on the S's you could see, so look, I'm too close. If I don't let off, see what happens? If I don't let off and give him space before I transition, he's gonna like cut me off. Like, his rear end is gonna hit me and I'm just gonna be like cut off. So you don't want to do that. So if you could predict when the lead car is about to transition, back off a bit, whether that's with a handbrake pull, with a foot brake, with just letting off the gas and waiting and being patient, and then you could dive straight in. So one thing that really changed my perspective when it came to like tandeming was you have to transition before they do. So you have to predict that timing, and it's all about timing. So before they transition, you let off and you start to transition, so you could dive on their door. So I'm gonna show you that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna show you this transition, okay? So I'm gonna let off, and see, I bumped him a little bit. And all learning how to tandem is is just trial and error. Okay, I'm gonna let off a bit and dive straight in. And then I'm gonna let off a little bit, foot brake, and then angle down, if that's a word. Let off, flick. And that was a little sloppy. I'm trying to make this make sense to me and you. So mid transition, you're gonna let off the pressure, not the gas, just let off the pressure, and then minimize your angle until he dives in. So I'm right on his door. I minimize the angle and try to dive straight in again. Yep. Let off, minimize the angle, scrape his bumper, dive in. You don't want to snap too much, because if you snap too much, oh, I was like basically all straight there. All right, if you gain too much angle, you angle stall, which means you slow down way too much. So I'm gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna flick it way too hard, and I just put my rear end into him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try it right here again. Man, it's difficult to like mess up now because the amount of muscle memory I've built up doing this over and over and over. You also got to be careful when the lead driver is on the edge. You don't want to follow him like off the track and lose traction by putting yourself in the dirt. See, right there in real life, I would have just dented his door. But with this software, I clipped into him a little bit. So you see what mistakes you're making while you're doing these laps. And in the next lap and the next lap, you could fix them like one by one. So right now, I'm very, very sloppy in that section. I could fix that next lap. All right, so let's watch the replay, and I'm gonna pause it where I think it should be paused. So right now, I'm gonna go to the left of him, like right there, if that makes sense. So I could get a deeper dive into him. So right now he's about to flick in and I'm about to dive in. Okay, so I see him on the radar, I see him in front of me, he's about to dive in. So instead of doing like a nice stylish flick, I'm just gonna handbrake pull and initiate. Okay, so there you go, a handbrake pull initiated, and I'm on the foot brake, as you can see right here. Okay, I let off of the foot brake and I immediately get on the gas to like catch up so he doesn't like run away. So he's gonna be on this outside line while I'm gonna be on this inside line, so I could like maintain a little bit of proximity but not cut the line too much. So as right now, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to hit him. Okay, so do I hit him or? Okay, I just let off a little bit, clutch in, and I know you can't see it, it bugs out a bit, but I clutch in just to like keep things moving, but I'm just gonna like slow down a little bit. So I bump him a little bit right there, and I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so right there, if you noticed right there, I'm gonna get into the minute details now. So he transitions, he's gonna straighten up a bit, and he's gonna like push on to the next corner. For me, I anticipated a transition, so you could see me bobble right there, right here. I bobbled a little too much instead of straightened out and like went right behind him. So right here, I'm still going this way, but the guy's already left. So I've lost a little bit of proximity there. So I dive in again, but you could see that I don't have as much angle as him. So I'm gonna foot brake, and I think I handbrake a little bit, and I make a mistake right there. So trying to maintain proximity over angle. And again, right here, as you saw, it's the nitty-gritty stuff, the simple stuff. Right there, he's straightening out to go outside and push on past the corner. And I've anticipated the transition again. I've just let it go too much instead of slowing down the wheel, and I'm about to like move. You can see the angle of my car is not the angle of his car, so that's how I lost some proximity as well. So I straighten out a bit, and I'm trying to follow him, like easing off the gas, trying not to like create a smoke show, because I need to grip up some more. So a weird part about drifting, which I've noticed, is that if I let off the gas, I move forward more. In some circumstances, like the less wheel speed I have, the more the tires grip up. It's weird. It's a weird concept. So I'm right here, and I notice he's right on the edge of the track. If I get behind here, my tires are going to be in the dirt, which means I'm going to lose some proximity. So I cut the line a bit again. And, you know, feather the throttle. And again, I make another mistake. In this sim, you can make these mistakes. You can bump the driver as much as you want. It's virtual cars. But in real life, someone's gonna get pissed if you keep on bumping their fenders and bumping their doors. See? There you go. Big mistake. That would have pushed them almost into the pond in real life. But you can make these mistakes on the sim. So let's move on to the next run. So if you don't want to do the reset thing with virtual steward, you could legit cut the track and wait for the driver to come around. That's what I do. It's not in real life. No one's gonna yell at you. You know what I'm saying? This is just practice. So the driver resets, and I'm gonna try to stay right behind him. But as you can see, he created some distance between us. So he's already started to flick in, and I'm already behind. So I'm gonna flick in, and I'm gonna do my normal thing, but I'm gonna cut a little bit more line. I'm gonna dive in deeper into the corner near the apex so I can catch up a bit. This looks bad to the judges, but it's a way that you could do it. So I made the same mistake. I bumped him again on the front door. I made that same mistake again where I transitioned a little bit, then I stuttered, so he gained a little bit of proximity, but I fixed it quicker this time. There you go. You see right there? I dove so hard, I'm basically in front of the guy. That's another mistake. So watching your replay really helps when you're learning how to tandem, when you're learning how to drift at all. So as you can see right there, I've made a huge mistake. So what do? I think I foot brake. No, I just went straight through him. So if you carry enough inertia, you'll go straight through the car, but it'll just bounce you straight out. So yes, you can still go through them, but you bounce straight out. It doesn't affect the lead car either. Okay, right here, you see that Y shape? If I don't back up, this quarter panel is gonna whack me in the face. Right there, I backed off a little bit, and look at that proximity. That's good proximity right there. Okay? Perfect transition right there. Well, not too perfect. I dove in too hard after the transition. But I do a better job right there. As you saw, I improved after the third lap of learning not to bobble. So I have better proximity, as you can see, and I'm gonna dive onto him. Okay, better dive. Tap him again. And I try not to bobble. Right here, bobble, right there. So try to catch up again. Okay, I don't hit him this time. I'm a little bit more careful. I'm gonna back off with the foot brake. Get on. I almost pass him. Clutch kick to like dived in too much. Dove in too much. And run after run, you just get better and better and better. Alright, let's run that back. So he flicks in. I'm still straight on. I'm on his ass. I'm about to dive in the door. Okay. So I follow his maneuver. And I flick in. Okay. He's all the way out here. I'm gonna try to not touch his bumper like I did last time, or fender last time. Okay, good. There you go. See that? I didn't bump him like I usually do. Transition, nice. Not a bobble. And I didn't dive in front of him this time. So I fixed my mistake from the last 5 laps. Bump him a little bit, but that's fine. So let's see if I bobble now. Not much, not much. Good proximity, good proximity. Ooh, that's close. Okay. Mid transition, if you're lower in the RPM and you're losing wheel speed, you could clutch kick. Like, you could time your clutch kick. I don't know how to explain it, but like, as the door opens up, you could clutch kick and you could just dive straight on, which is what I did right here. So there you go. That's good proximity. That's really good proximity, but I need to back off. So full on the brake, and I bump him, and that messed up the transition. That looks horrible. And once you make a mistake, everything else gets sloppy. So yeah, that's it. get your seat time in, download Virtual Steward. If you want me to make a video from my perspective on how to download Virtual Steward, if you can't figure it out with the other 2 videos, I'll do it. Just comment down below. And comment down below if you like this style of like teaching video. Okay, so you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Yeah, peace.